Who knows when you're gonna meet the people that are gonna storm and feet? Don't you know they're all about you? Why now sit down, pull up your chair. There's a Mr. Man everywhere. You must not miss your friend, Mr. Man. This is the sad story of Mr. Bump. The trouble was that Mr. Bump just could not help having little accidents. If there was something for Mr. Bump to bump into, he'd bump into it all right. For instance, if you were to see Mr. Bump walking down the street in your town, and if there happened to be something to bump into down that street, then you know what would happen, don't you? Bump. He lived in an extremely nice home, but even then, he couldn't help having those little accidents. Mr. Bump was just the same at home. For instance, one morning when Mr. Bump went outside his house, he noticed that the chimney pot had come loose in a storm the night before. I must fix that before it falls off, thought Mr. Bump to himself. And he hurried off to his garden shed to fetch a ladder. A very long ladder. Mr. Bump walked up the garden path and put the ladder on his shoulder. He turned the corner of the garden path, crashed at the living room window. Oh dear, thought Mr. Bump. And he turned to see what had happened. Crashed with the kitchen window behind him. Oh dear, thought Mr. Bump again. And he rested the ladder against the wall of the house so that he could climb up onto the roof to mend the chimney pot, crashed at the bedroom window. So you can see how Mr. Bump had his little accidents. Mr. Bump had had many jobs, but somehow they never seemed to last very long. As soon as anything got lost, or broken, or splintered, or chipped, or snapped, or cracked, or torn, or burst, or wrenched, or crushed, or split, or slit. Guess who got the blame? For instance, when Mr. Bump worked on a farm. Little bumps here, little bump there. Here comes another bump here, oh dear. It's a painful way to spend your day, bumpity bump. He tripped over the farm dog. Spilt the milk. The farm cat left it up. For instance, when Mr. Bump was a postman, he got his hand stuck in the pillbox. Maybe that's the fire brigade. Come and set him free. For instance, when Mr. Bump was a carpenter, he found that when he was hammering nails, he hammered his thumb most of the time, and the nail hardly fell off. Ouch! In order to recover from this series of rather unfortunate happenings, Mr. Bump decided to go away for a holiday. There, he could think about what sort of job he could do where he wouldn't be such a nuisance to everyone. So, he set off to the station to catch a train to the seaside. While Mr. Bump was on holiday, several things happened. For instance, he fell off a boat into the sea, and the lifeboat had become a rescue. For instance, one day when he was quietly walking along the beach minding his own business, he got his foot stuck in a bucket. And as he couldn't get it off, he had to hop round with it on his foot for hours. And as he hopped along the beach, he hopped straight into a large hole that somebody had dug. He had to stay there all night because he couldn't climb out on his own. However, despite all these little accidents, Mr. Bump enjoyed his holiday. And when he was there, he had a splendid idea about what sort of a job he should do. It was quite the best idea Mr. Bump had ever had. An absolutely splendid idea. And now, Mr. Bump works happily for Mr. Barley, the farmer. Mr. Barley has rather large apple orchards on his farm, and that's where Mr. Bump works. Mr. Bump's job is picking apples, but he doesn't use a ladder to climb up the tree to pick the apples, like other apple pickers. Oh no. Oh, Mr. Bump has a much better way of picking apples than that. He just walks about. And before long, Mr. Bump, being Mr. Bump, walks into a tree. Down falls an apple, and Mr. Bump catches it. This makes the job of picking apples much easier. Mr. Bump is very pleased about his new job, and Mr. Barley is very pleased about his new apple picker. So, you see, the story of Mr. Bump isn't such a sad story after all, is it? In a few moments, cartoon fun with Laurel and Hardy, and that'll be followed in 15 minutes by the Record Breakers, including an attempt on the world cucumber slicing record, the smallest newspaper in the world, and also a record-breaking motorcycle.